Hello viewers, today we will be discussing about one of the most beautiful theatre tradition of the world theatre. Yes, I am talking about the Noh tradition. The Japanese theatre tradition has a long and rich heritage. There are four major forms of traditional theatre in Japan that are famous around the world. These are Noh, Kabuki, Bunraku or puppetry. All these forms of theatre performance are very distinct and unique from each other. The Noh theatre tradition, which consists of music, dance and histrionics, is said to be originated in about early 14th century. Another tradition which is known by the name of Eugene, a type of short play which is used as a comic interlude in Noh performances, was developing along with Noh. The dual performance of Noh and Eugene is called as Nogaku and is duly credited by UNESCO as a cultural heritage of the world. Noh, as Noh is usually pronounced, means talent or skill, is different from the narrative style of drama of the West. Rather than actor-oriented drama of the West, Noh performers are simply carry the story forward using their appearances and their movements to suggest the essence of their story rather than performing it. Theatrically, very little happens in a Noh theatrical performance, and the total effect is less than that of a present action than of a simile or a metaphor made visual. The spectators know the story. They know the plot very well, so that what they appreciate are the symbols and subtle allusions. The history of Noh theatre suggests that its earlier name was Suragaku. Over the time, it came to be known as Suragaku Noh. In the year 1362, it was shortened down to Noh. Between 1333 and 1444, the father and son duo of Kyotsugu, Kenami and Ziami wrote the majority of plays. Those are still performed and were truly the great innovators of Noh. In 1615, the Noh stage got standardized and Noh began its long journey of wonderful performing art. Development of Noh. Noh developed from early forms of dance drama and from various forms of festival drama at shrines and temples that had emerged by the 13th century. Noh became a distinctive form in the 14th century and was regularly refined up to the years of Tokugawa period. It became a ceremonial drama performed on auspicious occasions by the professional actors for the warrior class, as in essence a prayer for peace, prosperity and longevity of the social elite. However, there were performances outside the noble houses to those the common people could attend. The fall of the feudal order with the Meiji Restoration threatened the very existence of Noh, though a few notable actors were able to maintain its tradition. After World War II, the interest of a larger audience led to a revival of this beautiful art form. Types of Noh plays. Noh plays are mainly of 5 types. The first type, the kami, the god play, involves a sacred story of a Shinto shrine. The second, shura mono, a type of fighting play, centers on warriors. The third, ketsura mono, a kind of a wig play, has a female protagonist. The fourth type, varied in content, includes the gendai mono, largely a present day play in which the story is contemporary and realistic rather than legendary and supernatural. And the kyojo mono play about a mad woman in which the protagonist becomes insane through the loss of a lover or child. The fifth type, the kiri or kichiku, is a kind of demon play featuring devils, strange beasts and supernatural beings. A typical Noh play is relatively short with very less dialogues. The dialogues serve as a mere frame for the movement selected from the 5 types so as to achieve both an artistic unity and the required mood. Invariably, a play of the 5th type is the concluding work. Yojin, humorous sketches are performed as interludes between plays and music. A standard Noh program consists of 3 play performances. A program may begin with an okina, a kind of prayer which is essentially an invocation for peace and prosperity in the dance form. 3 major Noh roles exist: stay or the principal actor, the subordinate actor or waki, and the yojin actors, one of whom is often involved in Noh plays as a narrator. Each is a specialty having several methods of acting and each having its own acting place on the stage. Subsidiary roles include those of attendants, of a boy, and of non-speaking walk on or an extra. Accompaniment is provided by an instrumental chorus of 4 musicians who play a flute, small hand drum, large hand drum and large drum, and by a chorus consisting of around 10 singers. Method of recitation. The recitation is one of the most important elements in the Noh performance. Each portion of the written text carries a prescription of the mode of recitation as well as of accompanying movement or dance. Although execution of this may be slightly different. Each type of dialogue and song has its own name. The sashi is like a recitative. The uta are the songs proper. The rangi or debate is intoned between chorus and stay, and the kiri is the chorus with which the play ends. No stage. A square platform supported on pillars, open to the audience on three sides and covered with a temple type roof, forms the stage for a no play. It is connected with a green room by a corridor or gallery, which leads to the back of the stage at the left. From the audience point of view, here part of the action takes place. The backdrop of the stage is painted as a pine tree, and three small pines are placed along the corridor. The orchestra, consisting of a flute, drum and two instruments resembling the tambourine, is seated in a narrow space back of the stage, while the chorus, whose number is not fixed, is seated on the floor at the right of the performing arena. No essentially is a chanted drama, and a few commentators have dubbed it as Japanese opera. However, the singing in No involves a limited tonal range with lengthy repetitive passages in a narrow dynamic range. Clearly, melody is not at the center of No singing. Still, texts are poetic, relying heavily on the Japanese poetic meter of 7/5 rhythm common to nearly all forms of Japanese poetry. With an economy of expression and with overflowing allusion, the singing parts of No are called utai and the speaking parts are known as kataru. The chant is not always performed in character, that is, sometimes the actor will speak lines or describe events from the perspective of another character or even a disinterested narrator. Far from breaking the rhythm of the performance, this is actually in keeping with the otherworldly feel of many No plays, especially those which are characterized as Mugen. Acting style. The actors are highly trained and their speech is accompanied by soft music. There are very fixed rules for acting, each accent and gesture being governed by an unchanging tradition. There are roughly around 1500 professional No actors in Japan today, and the art form continues to thrive. No actors begin their training as young children, traditionally at the age of 3. Historically, the performers were exclusively male. In the modern day, a few women, many daughters of established No actors, have begun to perform professionally. Xiaomi described 9 levels of Noh acting, starting from lower degrees, which put emphasis on movement and balance, to the higher degrees, which represents the opening of a flower and spiritual awakeness. Many people also study Noh on an amateur basis. The 5 exclusive schools of Noh acting are called Stay Kata. These 5 types of schools are the Kenza, the Hoshoi, the Komparui, the Kongoi, and the Kitoi school. Each school can have different leading families, where Emoto family carrying the same name of the school is considered as the most vital. The Emoto holds the power to create new plays or modify lyrics and performance modes. The Society of Noh Theatre Performance, to which all professionals are registered, strictly protects the traditions of Noh performance passed on to them from their ancestors. However, several secret documents of the Kenzi school written by Xiaomi, as well as materials by Komparu Jin Chiku, have been diffused throughout the community of schools of Japanese theatre. Noh actors usually maintain a strict progression through the course of their lives. From the roles considered the most basic to those considered the most complicated or the most difficult. The role of Yotisune in Funa Benkai is considered to be one of the most prominent roles as a child actor performs in Noh. On growing up in age, an actor will be confronted with pieces where the main character is an elderly person, especially the Komachi. Besides professional actors, the tradition of Noh acting is practiced by hundreds and thousands of amateur actors who train very hard in chant and dance and often producing recitals. The actors are always men in Noh performances, wearing masks when impersonating female or supernatural beings. The costumes are exquisite and of medieval fashion. The performance is day long, but as the Noh play is always short, occupying about an hour, several pieces are rendered during the day. Alternating with them are farces called ugin, which are short, full of delicate humor and given in the language of the time and the place and without the accompaniment of chorus. The main purpose of ugin is to inspire laughter. Xiaomi forbids the ugin actors to use vulgar and rough text in favor of a lighter, sober text. To achieve the laughter worthy of the term crazy words, it is characterized by a refinement that avoids sarcasm and tends to integrate two elements rhythmical movement and speech, and a depth of characterization and story. The range of Ugin extends beyond simple laughter. However, it has a range of feelings that can also portray sympathy, grief, and nostalgia, and explore philosophical questions regarding human dark desires. Sharing the same formal beauty as Noh I historically incorporates different performing arts such as well as popular songs, resulting in a great richness of expression. There are about 260 plays in the combined repertories of the Ugin performing schools. A large variety of characters appear in these stories of day-to-day life. Conclusion. These plays inspire laughter through the use of skit-like structures. Each tale is told through fine-toned words, skillful movements, and gestures to create a fascinating and funny dramatic experience. A majority of plays involve 2 or 3 actors, and usually the duration of the play is 15 to 20 minutes. But there are certain plays that last more than 40 minutes, and these plays involve 10 or more characters. All Ugin presentations these days are presented not only on Noh stages but in community halls and other public venues. Just as the mainstream Sangaku did in its own day, the Ugin tradition today has generated considerable public interest as a well-loved performing art of the masses. To conclude this first part of Noh discussion, we can simply say that it is an amazing and performing art form which needs to be discussed in an elaborate manner. So, here we put an end to this part, and hopefully we will be meeting very soon to enjoy a healthy discussion on this wonderful performing art form of Noh. I thank you all.